Hey everybody, what is up? It is Robbie. This is just going to be another quick little video, not races, obviously, but today I was going to talk to you all about or some of the new mods I have on my car, a little update on what I've been doing and how the car is different, and, you know, just in case y'all are following my build or you need something else to do to your car, hopefully you find something here, or you get a little bit more information on the car or on certain parts that you might be looking at. Just so before I start off, I just wanted to say I'm gonna try to get more into the YouTube thing, or posting regularly, I guess, because I do like it and I do think it's interesting, and it's a nice output, or a nice outlet for me to throw my a place for me to throw my thoughts besides Instagram, and I like that I can sit and chat with like-minded people and have nice discussions and help you guys out. So I really like YouTube, and I really want to get into it more. And if y'all have any suggestions of certain videos you want to see, or if you want me to talk about certain things, feel free to ask. But let's get to it. So I'm gonna start off with some small things, and then I'm gonna work up to the bigger things. So first small thing I've done is, you can't really see it, but it's all the way back there, and it is an oil restrictor bolt from Black Mamba. And basically, if you don't know what it is, if you're a newbie, it is a little bolt that basically feeds oil into your turbo. Now, the difference between this one that's on there and the stock one is the diameter of the hole inside of the bolt that indicates, or that controls, the amount of oil flow into the turbo. So let's say this is the size of the stock one, this would be the size of the aftermarket one. So it really restricts the amount of oil that spits through there. And you do this because you might have a smoking turbo, so excess oil is getting in there and burning off, which is bad for your turbo. So this could be like a quick fix. The only real fix you can do for a smoking turbo is swapping out the unit, but this is just, it's a little preventative maintenance. So if you're not smoking, you might want to do this just to avoid it later on, or switch to 5W40. Those are pretty much the main reasons you do it, but it's really cheap. It was like 11 bucks. I'll link it in the description. And it's literally one bolt, super easy to do. I didn't have to. The only thing you have to remove is the heat shield, or whatever the fuck that is. You just have to pull that out. It's only like 5 bolts, and then you just stick it in. It's really easy. Comes with new crush washers and shit. And I mean, it was a 10-minute job, and it's just preventative maintenance. So the next thing I want to talk about, as I push this in, is this. I have a new, if it'll focus, passenger side motor mount from Damond Motorsports. Now, the reason I got this was because I took it to the dealership to have some work done to it, like, you know, just basic stuff, and they said that it had a crack in it. And, you know, I'm not sure if it really did, but if you didn't know, if you have a crack in your passenger motor mount, that it can explode due to the fact that the bushing isn't solid. It is filled with like a fluid. I think it's hydraulic fluid or something like that. But anyway, when it cracks and when it gets weak, it then explodes and spits all that fluid all over the car. I'm sure you can find videos or like photos on Instagram, but literally it coats everything in here in like a nice orangey, goldish, gross film that's apparently super hard to get off, and I didn't want to risk it, so I went and I bought the Damond kit. It was around 200 bucks. It does its job. It's pretty easy to do. If I'm gonna recommend the one thing you need to have in order to do this, is a jack to support the engine, or you're not going to be able to do it, because once you unbolt this, the engine will then sag from the side and you won't have any way of putting it on correctly. So you're going to need that. But other than that, it's pretty easy. It only really took me an hour. They say it makes the vibrations worse, but I think it made it a little better because my car is already super fucking loud, so it can't get any worse. Especially on the inside, it just vibrates so much. So I'd say the vibrations are probably negligible if you've already done the rear motor mount. It's all kind of the same. But for 200 bucks, it does its job. The engine doesn't shake or vibrate. So I'd say it's worth it. If it's cracked, I'd definitely say it's worth it. Just get one, don't wait, or it's gonna be a real fucking hassle when it does break. But if not, you're just looking for something else to do, I like it. I'd say it's worth it. But okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, or the next thing I'm going to tell you about, is another small mod. As you can see, my intercooler hot pipe is coated in this silvery film stuff, which it was really cheap to do. My grandpa had like a spare set lying around, but basically this just kind of traps the cold air inside of the pipe instead of dissipating it, and it also keeps the hot air from the block warming this up. So like, as you can see, you know, I've been driving around for a good bit, probably 5 to 10 minutes, and like, you know, I can fully grip this thing and nothing. It's not hot at all. So for like 10 bucks, it's worth it. It keeps bats a little lower, it keeps them more stable. So for a cheap mod, it kind of looks cool, I guess. But that's pretty much all it does, is keep it a little cooler, keep it a little more consistent during pulls. The next big thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and this is probably the final thing, is I have a new Grimmspeed boost control solenoid, and it is set to 3-port interrupt. So basically what it does is it just kind of controls your wastegate and your boost settings. And from what I've noticed, it makes boost come on much smoother instead of an all-at-once kind of thing. So just to give an example, 40 in third, I'd mash the gas, it'd take a second to spool and it'd hit all at once, and then I'd lose traction. Well, with this set to interrupt and like base settings on Access Tuner Race, it builds much more gradually. It'll peak around the same PSI and around the same place, but it's not all at once, so I don't spin as badly as I did, which is really nice. I got it for 55 bucks, which is a solid deal, and it's not too hard to set up. The only issue is if you are going for the 3-port interrupt, you're really gonna have to get back there, and it's really difficult. And they have a few of these little clamps, these little things that are a bitch to get off. If you need one thing, it's needle nose pliers, because it's so tight back there, back where the turbo sits and where the original boost control solenoid sits, that it's so hard to work on. But besides that, it's really easy. You are going to need a tune if you get it. That's the only other issue, is you need a tune for it. Well, I guess you don't. You can set it in 2-port mode, which is basically stock, but if you want it 3-port like I do, you're going to have to either get a tune, or you're going to have already had Access Tuner Race to tweak the settings. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's the new stuff. I guess I do have a new map sensor that's down there. If you can see it, it's that blue right there. But that doesn't really do anything. It's not really a performance mod. It just helps the ECU read boost better. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's all the new stuff I haven't shared with you guys before. So obviously you guys know about the cutout, but this is just all different. But that's pretty much it. Those are my new mods. It's got a new tune on it, obviously. But that's pretty much it. If you guys were wondering my really specific setup besides tune, this is pretty much it. And I gotta say, so far I like it. It's really quick, it's really consistent. Fuel economy is really nice. I mean, it still hits 25-30 on the highway, which is perfect. And I can't complain, honestly. I fucking love it. I love driving it around every day. Love it on the 85. Surprises the shit out of most people. Like, WRXs and STIs are, if they're not on E85, then it's pretty much a joke. It's just an instant win, basically. So it's fun. I'd highly recommend all of the mods I have done to my car, because it'll just make it faster. But I'll link the new mods in the description below, so if you guys are interested, you can go pick them up. Now, a lot of these are going to be like end of the road things. Like, these aren't mods you do at the beginning. I feel like these are more like advanced intermediate mods that you kind of save till the end of your build. But it's something to do. I mean, if you got some spare money lying around and you just wanted something to throw in your Speed 3, here are a few options, and they all pretty much benefit the car greatly. So hope you guys have a nice afternoon. And leave a comment if you want to see anything different. I'm trying to upload more stuff, so if you have an idea or you want me to talk about something specific, just let me know. But other than that, guys, peace.